All right, guys. So now we're going to really dive into what Google AdWords Editor is really valuable for, right? So in my role as the agency, CEO and founder, I have to I'm still very much ingrained in a lot of my agency, builds, and I still, build out, just about every campaign that we push out to some extent, right? I utilize contractors for a lot of points, but for the most part, I like to kind of have that hands-on building because that's what people pay me for. So, I have to, just like I've explained in that last video, I really have a cache of a bunch of different accounts that I've pulled from and built over the years that I can kind of pull keywords from. And I may not even pull, ads, or I may just pull, certain segments of it. But I'm going to show you kind of how you can utilize some of these next parameters to really build out campaigns, right? So first of all, would minimize this down here. We'll put me over in the lower hand corner. So what you really want to do first off, so you want to start here at the top level, right? And I'm going to have to go down here as well, go to campaigns. Okay. So I want to add a campaign. Okay. So there's a couple different things that I can do. First of all, so I can just do this, right? Import from file, do this, and import the entire campaign. Right? It's going to give me ambiguous because there's the same things, right? So let's look at this real quick, right? This is the feed that I just pulled down from that test campaign. So let's rename this campaign to all these two. Name this, right? So depending on, there's a couple different options that I've put in here, right? Sometimes what I'll do is I'll build out the basic structure of the campaign right within the interface. And then I'll get down to the keywords and I'll upload the keywords because there's a mass list of them, or my ad group list. And I'll show you that here in a second. But just to give you an idea of how many different points you can actually put on a spreadsheet and then load back up, this is all of them, right? You have campaign labels, you have your budget, you can assign your budget type, campaign type, networks, languages, bid strategy, enhance like your end date, start dates, all of that targeting method. This is a shopping campaign, so that's why it's got the DSA and some merchant identifier and some other information there. So if you're uploading a shopping campaign, that's what's going to be relevant to that, right? If you're just downloading a normal campaign, like we'll download auto warranty here, all right? Export whole account. So if I open up a new one here, a new spreadsheet, import this into here. So there's a couple different things like you can do with this, right? Like you can build out your campaigns like this, or you can actually download the campaigns and do, changes and massive changes through this, and then just upload them back to the AdWords editor as well. All right, so there's, this dynamic within the spreadsheets is something that works so like perfectly within editor, and being able to make sure that you can actually just do things at a much faster rate. It'll upload here. So you see now with this, it's a little bit different, right? We have ad schedule, rotation, we still have those DSA stuff, but over in here, we're going to get into like the ad types, right? Ad relevance, first page bid, you have some information there. And you have your headline 1, headline 2, description line, description 2, right? You have business name over here since these are call only ads. You have our call out extensions. You can build those within it as well. And you can see how, since this campaign is a shopping campaign, it differs a little bit, but all of this stuff at the first part, your budget, your campaign type, all of that is that they're the same fields to fill out. It's more when you get over in here that they change with, like, you only have one headline, right? You have a description. Now you need to keep in mind that these have to, if you upload these back in, they're going to error out if they don't have, like, if all of a sudden this headline, you take it out to a 50 character headline, it's going to error out whenever it loads back up. So you need to be mindful of the space constraints as well. But the sheets that you download and work off of are going to be a little bit different. So what I'll typically do is, like I said, I'll start out by building, just the normal portion of it. So we'll get into the AdWords editor. I'm like, okay, add campaign, right? Okay, we'll do budget $1, campaign, test, collateral growth, test, upload, average daily budget, search, include search partners, disable. Like, this is going to be automatically enabled on yours. I disabled mine, and I'll show you that real quick. So let's see, where is it at? It's in the settings right here, settings. So always include account column, but let's see, where is it? So it's right here under default campaign settings, right? Like, I always deselect this, and this is what I had it under. It's just under the tools portion. Right. So under here, go to settings, default. You can change this where it's enabled, right? Always include search partners. I always disable it because I want to opt in, right? I want control. I want to add stuff if it's going to go in. And you said okay, and that's going to change these settings right here. Okay, you can set your start and end date of the campaign within here. You can also do your desktop bid modifiers. There's mobile modifiers, so you can adjust these within the system. You have TV screen bid modifiers, which they just added recently for smart TV. Your ad rotation, like we've covered in previous methods, you can adjust that. Your delivery method even, right? You can get standard versus accelerated. Go down through there and do that. Now, depending on what type of campaign this is, right, you're going to have frequency capping. You can go in here, set what that is, right? If you want to do impressions per day for this campaign, for this ad group, for this ad, you can do for the video campaigns, impressions, views as well. So depending on if you're doing, display campaigns, YouTube campaigns, or search, these settings may or may not be relevant with you. Like if we're doing video campaigns, right, then these are going to be relevant, right? We want to set it for maybe 1 view per week for this ad group, right? 2 impressions per week for this ad group, right? That's what we may set it in here. But you can go ahead and set all that up in there. Let's go back in here. Okay, you have some app settings as well whenever you're creating app ads, and then your image ads as well. You can go down through here. So these are going to look, this box over here is going to be, the same type of data, just depending on, what type of ad you're going to select down below is what you're going to create. Now, you don't have to put in all this data right off the bat, right? We can just set it up where we have this. All right, we just have the normal campaign account. If I want to go a step further and I want to start doing the app ad information, or I want to start doing, any of the information such as the images or the context, I can go down through here and complete that out, complete tracking URLs as well. But for right now, I'm good, right? I don't really need to do anything. What I can do is I can select this campaign, and then I can go to the ad group level, right? So one of the things, right? So what's the name of this campaign that we named it up here? As we go back to the campaign, so let's test upload. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, like, if we want to just do the ad groups and the keywords for this, right? I'm going to do this. This is my dentist office, okay? So what I'm going to do, we're going to name this campaign Collateral Growth. Here it is, right? So then what I can do is go back in here, Collateral Growth. If I want to just do the ad groups and the targeting from that level, then I can just do this, import for custom rules, paste from a text. Like if I want to just paste from text, right? If I do that, copy this, select this. So it automatically selected those because I had the ad group listed in there, right? But if I don't, let's say I clear this out and I just do this as the items, then I can go in here and select what it actually is, right? So this is the campaign. It's going to be the ad groups. They're not in alphabetical order, unfortunately. And then this is our keywords, right? This is our targeting. And you see all the different variables that you can put through there, right? Whenever you're putting in the spreadsheet to actually make sure that it's showing up and matching to a particular field that's assigned. And we do keywords, and then I just hit process. See, did my 5, added my 5, didn't tell me, didn't update any because there wasn't any already in there, and it didn't tell me which ones were skipped. So again, proposed, unposted, matched, and conflict. We just have unposted. It's proposed changes, right? We'll keep those. And when we go down in here now, see, we have our ad groups in there. And when we go to our keywords, those keywords are matching up, right? So depending on, what your ability is, right? Like I can go back in here and I can just do import from file. I can do this. We'll do this. So if I do import, paste text, I want to do this. We'll do all. Let's do this one. It's a little bit smaller file. Select all. All right. We've pasted it, or selected it, I mean. Hit import. Do that, right? And it's going to assign everything in there, right? And it's going to create another campaign for me. Finish review. Got to go back up to the campaign level to see it, right? So now I uploaded my campaign, shopping. It's got all of the ads. It's got all the targeting in there and everything, right? So you can do it. You can kind of utilize it for just partials of it, I guess, copy and pasting certain formats of it with just, creating the soft shell. Because like I said, what I'll do a lot of times is I'll create that top level shell of the campaign, and then I'll paste the ad groups and the keywords and negatives all in there. And I'll write the ads separately just because it's, again, the space constraints that you deal with ads makes pasting ads a little bit more difficult. But as long as you basically checked all the column links or the character links within your ads, you can upload ads in there as well. As you see from this one, right, where we uploaded it, we've got one ad in there, shopping ad. It pasted the ad in there, showed us what it is, right? So, I mean, as long as the ads meet the parameters, they will post in there. So you can basically do that either by uploading it as the, copy and pasting the text in there, or you can do the spreadsheet as well. So if you just want to do, right, if I just want to upload the entire campaign from file, and just do that. And they're ambiguous rows, means they're duplicate, but it skipped it all as it went through. So revert and cancel that. So let's do the warranty one. All right, warranty isn't in this account, so it's going to show all of this different shit as it throws in, but it's still going to post it in here, right? These unknown conversion tracking, stuff like that, it's not going to eliminate it from being able to post, as you see here. All right, so I can go in and I can change all that stuff after the fact or within the live system. And then go in here and see what's going on with this. Oh, it's a negative keyword. Well, what's the negative, right? Post. Oh, it's green. Well, it's because this stuff is in there, right? Okay, so I'll do that. Keep. And if I want to post this to that interface, right, what I'm going to do before I do that, hit check changes. It's going to go through. It's going to tell me what won't post and what will post, right? The call out extension will post, won't check. All right. These are all going to tell me what or will not go into the new system. So, and then all I got to do is hit post changes. All right. Shared call out extension, didn't do it. So let's revert that. Revert whatever selection's in there, right? So that gives you an idea of how to utilize it for building out campaigns, right? You can utilize your spreadsheets, you can use copy and paste formats, but the uploading and importing and downloading of files is an incredibly valuable tool. Again, whenever I was at Google, we literally we shared campaigns because we were always doing so many different campaigns of the same manner. We all had our own little kind of specialty library, basically, of campaigns that we had done that performed really, really well. And we would download those, save them so that we could utilize that data and that information, at a later date on another customer just by changing up the ads and those type of things. It'll help you expedite your building process, your building time. It'll also make sure that you do it in a much more error-free manner. So definitely dive into utilizing AdWords Editor as soon as possible once you kind of get comfortable with the overall interface. And this will help you really scale and make changes across your accounts at a much faster rate and be much, much safer to make sure you eliminate those check marks, keep your progress going, increasing those conversions, and put more money back in your pocket. So this is definitely one of those tools that, above all else, if it's not converting, right, that's one thing where we can actually see those conversions, but your time is the most valuable thing. And this is a very, very valuable tool in making sure that you're going to save time and build your accounts and be able to optimize and edit these things at scale at a much faster, more efficient rate. Again, saving you time, put more money back in your pocket. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Let's dive into the accelerated portion and get you really moving and scaling those ads to the moon.